Look, before we get into the content, it's really important that you guys hit that subscribe button. We're out here every single day working for y'all, trying to hit y'all with the best content. And what motivates us to keep going is people like you. So hit the subscribe button, join the conversation, join the Deuce Gang.
What he said.
Do you know who Dylan Roof is?
Dylan Roof, he was either a mass shooter or bomber. They walked him out very graciously in full body armor so that he wouldn't be harmed, if I recall correctly.
Dylan Roof wants the appeals court to reconsider death sentencing. His trial and sentencing were flawed. This is according to his lawyers. Now, in quote, the panel's decision conflicts with this precedent. So I want to read this clearly for you guys. The panel's decision conflicts with this precedent, opening the door to death sentences based on victims' goodness and worth. This is what Roof's lawyers wrote in a court filing. Especially troubling, it sanctions reliance on victims religiously as evidence of that heightened their worth. So, in other words, his lawyer is trying to say
these people's lives don't have as much value as you guys are giving.
No. Exactly. You guys are just making it seem that bad because they were in a church. Now, here's what the judge said. The judge wrote this. No cold record or careful parsing of statutes and precedents can capture the full horror of what Roof did. His crimes qualify him for the harshest penalty that a just society can impose. Roof opened fire on several Black parishioners attending Bible study at the Emmanuel AME Church in Charleston, South Carolina in 2015. As the church prayed, he fatally shot 9 members of the congregation. Roof told the victims that he was killing them because Black people were, quote, raping our women and taking over the world, end quote. Now, I know everybody is entitled to a defense. I get it. That's just the legal system.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes as a defense lawyer, you got to be like, okay, this is a hard case. It's an uphill battle. But you want me to do what? I can't ask the judge that. I got to look at myself in the mirror. I got kids. You know, this is going to be out. Like, they're going to read this someday.
Right.
I can't do that. I'll defend you, but I can't say this. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny. It's funny to me in this case because they say that the value of the lives is being exaggerated because I guess it was a church, so people are going to be more emotional towards it or whatever. How many people was it? It was like 12 people or something that he actually killed. 9 people actually killed, and then I'm sure other people got harmed while he was doing this as well that weren't actually killed. That's 9 people. So I've heard of cases where a single man or a single woman will walk into a home, a family, and he will rob the family and murder the entire family. Now, in a lot of cases, these people will simply get life sentences. But once you factor in the fact that children were killed, that person can now be on death row very easily.
Yeah.
Very quickly.
Yeah. And
that could just be one single child. Just a single child. And it doesn't matter what it is. So you have to explain to me how one single child's life has more value. This is what you're saying, that one single child's life has more value than all of those people in that church that were killed. Why?
That you can't answer that question.
I wish Homeboy was here so he could answer that for me.
Can't answer it.
I wish I could put him on the stand to answer that type of question, because that's what you're telling me. That's what you're saying to me. And that to me, like you said, I'm a put more onto that, is disgusting. And I understand that you have a job and your job is to defend your client. And I get it. I've heard some disgusting defenses before in an attempt to get your client out. But homie, when you create this defense and you come up with this stuff, it has to make sense. And the fact that we have clients of these lawyers that hear these things and they're like, oh, that's great. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. You're a dumbass too. This lawyer's getting fired by me.
Viewing public, what are your thoughts here? I mean, come on. Death sentence, man. Again, eye for an eye. Like, you don't want to know where my mind went when I first read this, or even when the story first broke. there's only one way to even the score, in my opinion.
You know what I mean? The joke is, you know what the joke is? We went through that whole thing and we didn't even make it about race. How crazy is that?
Doesn't have to.
It doesn't even need. That's how ridiculous. But that, don't you see how ridiculous that makes this now? Because that's how it initially started off. That was his intentions. Those were his statements that Ruth made as to why he did this. And we didn't even have to bring that into a factor before we crushed the little defense that this guy came up with. That's how dumb it is.
Being public, what are your thoughts? Leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Be respectful, unless, of course, you're talking about Dylan Roof. Deuces.
Yo, thanks for watching that video, making it all the way to the end. You made it this far, you have to like. Please subscribe and comment on the video as well. Join the conversation.
Absolutely. We finally hit our goal of 500 subscribers. Yes, we are trying to get to 1,000, and we can only do that with your help. You can start by watching that next video. You see that tiny little icon? Click on that icon, rinse and repeat. Deuces.
Deuce.